watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm your host of Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace, and we're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talking text line where you can call in, text in, and share any of your thoughts on the show. Again, that is 833-212-1017. In addition to that, you can watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That is 1017 The Truth on YouTube. You can give us a like, you can give us a share, you can give us a subscribe so you don't miss any of your favorite award-winning 1017 The Truth shows. Shout out to Rhea Riley, my producer, holding it down on the ones and the twos.
All right.
And shout out to you, Truth Nation. Let me just start off by saying, this cold weather got me. It got my lips are chapped. They're chapped. Not chapped bad, but I'm telling you, I woke up this morning, I was doing my thing, and I licked my lips, and I was like, ooh, you know when you feel your lips and it feels like it's a little bit rougher than it typically is. I mean, they look good. They look good, don't they, Rhea? They still look good. But I can feel some of the cracks in it. Rhea, how your lips is holding up in this cold weather?
They're okay.
I've been doing extra moisturizing since this cold weather. It's starting to get to me. But Truth Nation, off the top today, getting into the conversation. Rhea sent me a story yesterday. I seen it, and I was like, do I talk about it tomorrow? But then I said, you know what? She's right. This is a big story, because knowing that come next November, you could be voting for somebody who is a pedophile protector. I'm going to hit y'all with that with Off the Top.
Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Off the Top on Truth to Power. Kyle, let Truth Nation know what you got to get off your chest today.
Truth Nation, again, watching streamers live on YouTube. But Truth Nation, Tiffany is running to be the Republican nominee for the governor of the state of Wisconsin, and he received a huge endorsement yesterday from no one other than Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. Now, this is the same Tiffany who voted this summer not to release the Epstein Files. This is the same Tiffany who introduced a bill in the United States Congress asking for us to get rid of any and all diversity, equity, inclusion, language, and practices within the federal government, because he believes in colorblind while being a member of Congress whose staff is completely white. Don't y'all just see, isn't it interesting that these folks swear up and down they believe in being colorblind, but when you take a look at the interns of the White House staff, you will see that it is whiter than Antarctica. You look at the staff of Tom Tiffany, who wants diversity, equity, and inclusion to be eliminated, and he wants it to all be colorblind. Somehow, all he saw was white as snow people to be on his staff. I literally looked up his staff and Googled every single member. Because I said, well, let me see what this man is all about. He's from up north. That man has very limited interactions with people of color. And when he came down to Milwaukee, the only thing that man was doing is trying to get the endorsement of the Milwaukee Police Association. And we know how the Milwaukee police have treated black people here in the community. Now, again, not all of them, but we know the history of what some of these white ones have done in our community. Ask Tory Lowe about people putting stuff in people's anal cavities. Look at the Brady list that got police officers from Milwaukee on that list. So I'm just going to tell y'all this right now. Is Tom Tiffany got an endorsement of Donald Trump, and this is the same Tom Tiffany that put in a bill. He introduced a bill to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion. This is the same Tom Tiffany who claimed he didn't see the video of Alex Preddy getting shot and killed by ICE, and then claimed it was too grainy for him to see. Lies, lies, and more lies. Rhea, you've seen the video, the tragic video of Alex Preddy. Have you only seen one, or have you seen multiple angles?
I've seen multiple.
Were they all grainy and blurry like a 1999 TV?
No, clear as day.
Clear as day. But this man, who's running to be the governor of the state of Wisconsin, current sitting United States congressman, is sitting here lying to y'all saying, well, I haven't seen the video. It's been grainy. Malarkey, bull crap. Bull crap. Tom Tiffany is not up to date on what is happening in this country. Tom Tiffany is not up to date of the biggest news story over the weekend. That's what he told you. He did not watch the video. He is not up to date. That is incompetence, if you ask me. Now, if he thinks he is too busy to watch a video of an incident that has this country in an uproar, that has people on both sides condemning what happened, has the dang NRA condemning what happened, and he said he didn't see it, if he thinks he's too busy to watch the video because he's running for governor of the state of Wisconsin or because he's a congressman all at the same time, he isn't competent nor is he capable enough to run this great state of Wisconsin. No, he is not. A respectable and principled Republican is something I long for. I truly long for the days of a Paul Ryan in Congress. I truly long for the days of people who had morals and not just a yes man. I truly long for the days where people had better character. Because simply with Tom Tiffany, he is showing his ass and he is showing his character. Now, what makes this even worse, and this is what I have said before. I've talked about Tom Tiffany before, haven't I, Rhea? And what is the biggest problem I have with Tom Tiffany? It's the fact that Tom Tiffany is a pedophile protector. Tom Tiffany is excited that he got an endorsement from Donald Trump, who is a pedophile protector, who understood, and let's be honest, Donald Trump I can't say he for sure knew that Epstein was raping girls, but Donald Trump knew Epstein was taking young girls away from his club, and he claimed he told them to stop. You can't come here anymore. He didn't report them to the police. Donald Trump is the one that said he knew Epstein liked the girls real young because Epstein raping 14 and 16-year-old girls. But he didn't report them to the police. Tom Tiffany is someone who voted not to release the Epstein Files. That's what he did. Look it up. Google it. I don't make stuff up. Look back this summer, Tom Tiffany voted not to release the Epstein Files. A vote for Tom Tiffany is a vote to protect predators and pedophiles. And remember, Donald Trump called this a hoax. Donald Trump called little girls being raped at 14 and 16 a hoax, and Tom Tiffany went along with it by now allowing us to see the truth within the Epstein Files when he voted against it this past summer. Tom Tiffany is not up for the task, and he's the last thing that we need and we want in Wisconsin. The last thing we need is Tom Tiffany running the economy into the ground just like Donald Trump has messed up our economy. I want y'all to know, y'all talking about these interest rates when it comes to housing interest rates. Interest rates were trending down at the end of the Biden administration. And then Trump gets in, he destabilizes the market, and interest rates go back up. Now they're finally coming back down a year later. But you have a whole year of people who had to pay higher mortgage rates because of the policies of Donald Trump. And Tom Tiffany want to bring those losing policies here to the state of Wisconsin. I say absolutely not. Don't let him come into our politically purple state and cause division and cause chaos. Don't vote for a pedophile protector like Tom Tiffany. That is what I have to say off the top today. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talk in text line, Truth Nation. I just had to provide that information and give y'all, again, a lot of y'all don't know who Tom Tiffany is, and y'all gonna learn who Tom Tiffany is over the next, 8 months, 10 months. And I want y'all to understand that Tom Tiffany is not equipped to be the governor. Now, listen, this ain't about him being a Republican, because there are capable Republicans in the state of Wisconsin, or hell, Robin Voss could be capable of being governor of Wisconsin. He's shown the leadership. I may not agree with the leadership, but he's shown the leadership and the ability to take the reins and actually do that job. But he had no interest in doing it because him and Trump don't get along anymore. Tom Tiffany voted to protect pedophiles. That's all you need to know. A vote for Tom Tiffany is a vote to protect pedophiles because that's what he voted for. On the other side, Truth Nation, Berrada properties in the news, and everybody talking about the Rock Man, so I guess it's my turn to give my insight on this terrible, terrible situation with folks having no place to go in negative 40-degree weather. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. We'll take your calls. We'll take your texts. You can watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube, where you can give us a like. You can give us a share. You can give us a subscribe as well. You can join in on the chat conversation. But when we come back, I'll take your calls on Tom Tiffany and him being a pedophile protector, because that's what he did when he voted not to release the Epstein Files. And we'll also talk about how shame on Berrada Properties for not stepping up and making sure that people were safe during this winter weather storm that we had. It's Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. We'll have more next.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance. At Milwaukee College Prep, they believe in high expectations, strong character, and academic excellence starting as early as age of 3. MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee. And the best part about it all, Milwaukee College Prep is tuition free. If you're looking for a school that partners with you, challenges your child, and prepares them for college and beyond, Milwaukee College Prep is the place. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to learn more. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only. And you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
He's the voice for the people and the community's connection to change.
I caught an Uber in the evening, and my show comes on. The playback is at 6. My show comes on at 6 to 9. The driver was Somalian, and I was just, in the back seat. And so he was listening to my show. And we was talking about what was going on in Minnesota.
What was his take?
No, he liked my show. He liked it. He liked my show. He didn't know it was me, though. He didn't know that the person that was on the radio was in his back seat. So what was funny was I was listening to me and listening to how he was listening to the show. And so I asked him, I said, you like that show? And he was like, oh, yeah, I love that show.
The Tory Lowe Show, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m., live on YouTube and right here on 1017 The Truth. This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
better with American Family Insurance. That's because when you feel protected, you can enjoy dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent today by simply going to amfam.com. That is amfam.com. American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of the award-winning 1017 The Truth. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Make sure you watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. We can give us a like, a share, and a subscribe. In addition to that, make sure you download the 1017 The Truth app so you can always go back and listen to your favorite shows, or you can listen to us on Spotify, TuneIn, and all the streaming platforms. Or you can always listen on 1017 The Truth, the FM dial. Now, before the break, I was talking about Tom Tiffany, who is going to be the Republican nominee for governor here in the state of Wisconsin. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I've heard some of Tom Tiffany's policies, but it's not even about his policies. It's about I know he lacks moral character. And for this dude to sit up here and tell us that he hadn't seen the video of a United States citizen being killed by federal agents as a sitting member of Congress is ridiculous. How in the world are you a sitting member of Congress who makes decisions? Who can, if something happened in that video that you did not like, you either make a decision to try to remove folks or you make a decision to say, well, I'm going to stand behind it. He did not take the time to see federal agents shoot and kill an American citizen. That is negligence in his position. You're negligent in your position of being a congressman. You think you deserve to be the governor of the state of Wisconsin? Absolutely not. And then the fact that he voted not to release the Epstein Files this summer makes him a no-go for me. Anybody that voted not to release the Epstein Files is a no-go. A no-go. Because that means you chose to protect rich people and sexual predators over protecting those young women and helping people get to the bottom of it. That is what Tom Tiffany supported. And let me be very clear. Tom Tiffany, I don't know much about him. I don't know if he's not a pedophile. I assume he's not a pedophile. I don't know. But I do know he made a decision to vote to protect the release of potential pedophiles. So that would lead me to believe that he is a pedophile protector. 833-212-1017. If you have any thoughts on this conversation, you can join in by texting in or calling in like Gary in Milwaukee. What are your thoughts on Tom Tiffany?
Hey, Kyle. How you doing, brother? No, you hit it right on the head, man. I want to first say I enjoy your show, man. You deserve more time. But he's a liar because he said in the same breath, well, I kind of saw it, but I didn't watch it. Some horse crap like that.
Yep, he said it was grainy. He said the video was grainy. Come on now. There's like 10 different angles.
He's a liar. He's a straight up liar. And he doesn't deserve to be a dog catcher as far as I'm concerned. But what I was going to say is, and we need to really put this message out because a couple, I want to say, quote, intelligent brothers on my page, Facebook page, are talking about that they don't vote. And I'm like, a non-vote is a vote for a scumbag like that.
And I don't understand that, right? In times right now, and speaking for the economy, and this isn't anti-Trump, this is just based off the results, is that when you look at what is happening, prices are rising when you go to the grocery store. They're already rising under Biden, and now they're continuing to rise under Trump. You see the economy took a hit last year. You see housing is still expensive. You see all these things that he ran on, all this chaos happening, and you still say, well, I don't vote. Like your pocketbooks is being hit right now. So it's just confusing to me.
This one guy claims to be such a black man that's so concerned with the community, and then you make a nonsensical statement like, I don't vote. Then you vote for the best of two evils, and it doesn't make any sense to vote. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, well, all right, my brother. Take care.
Gary, I thank you. I hate when people say I can't vote for the lesser of two evils. That's stupid. That's just unintelligent. It is. It's very unintelligent because you gonna sit here and tell me there isn't anything on either side. There's not one policy on either side that you believe in that you can say, you know what, I like that policy. I don't like all these policies, but I believe based off what they're saying, this aligns more with me and this can help my life better. Stop it. That's just nonsense. It's a cop-out. But 833-212-1017. Let's get to the Rock Man. Rhea, you know who the Rock Man is? You said the Berrada property?
No, I had cats.
Slumlord. Oh. Berrada don't allow cats. I didn't know that. Well, over a decade ago, I was talking to a good friend of mine who's a real estate agent, right? We're riding around, and he was like, "Hey, man, you see all those buildings with the rocks?" I said, I don't know. I'm not sure. He said, "Yeah, man. There's this guy named the Rock Man, and he's quietly buying up Milwaukee." I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Just look, just know, this is probably 2014 or 15. It's probably 2015." He said, "Yeah, they call him the Rock Man because he's putting rocks everywhere." And so in 2015, I mean, Berrada had just started and he's been around. And I was gone for grad school up until 2014. And so then I started noticing this Rock Man. And I remember thinking to myself, that's kind of interesting, putting the rocks into different places. And a few years later, I mean, literally, you fast forward just 3 years later from there, that man bought up Milwaukee. He became the name. Berrada became the man in Milwaukee. He became such a man. That man got a drive-through where you can pay your bills at. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I feel like, and again, I don't have the numbers, but I feel like he owns a quarter of the rental properties here in the city of Milwaukee. And unfortunately, his reputation is terrible. Terrible reputation, and it's only getting worse based off recent reports coming out about his properties. Now, we've seen a lot of things being discussed about Berrada and how bad they are. But my question I have for Berrada, what I'm trying to get through my mind is, how do you leave people without heat for days in the middle of the winter? How do you allow for people to be in this type of weather and they don't have heat? How do you leave for the city to come in and to evacuate people versus you actually evacuating people? Truth Nation, I'm telling y'all, Berrada should be banned from buying any properties until he cleans everything up. Now, I don't know the legalities of banning somebody in a free market enterprise like we have here in America, but I'm telling y'all this right now, is that we can't allow for Berrada properties to continue to treat people this way because it is impacting human lives in a negative way. Go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube to hear the Fox 6 Milwaukee story on the latest update on the Berrada situation.
No heat and nowhere to turn. Multiple people have called the Fox 6 newsroom saying they don't have heat and they have not heard back from their landlord.
Many of those people have the same landlord. Christina Van Zels is here with tips on exactly how to protect yourself. Christina?
Hey, Mary and Ted. This comes after an apartment building was temporarily shut down on Milwaukee's west side. Monday, city leaders held a press conference where they didn't name a specific landlord, but the calls and cases we've received all point back to the same company.
Nearly a dozen viewers have emailed and called the Fox 6 newsroom with a similar concern.
That's how they operate.
Berrada Properties owns more than 400 properties in the city, including a 36-unit apartment building where more than 50 people, including kids, were forced to leave due to no heat. That same week, another Berrada property without heat had a pipe burst and a ceiling collapsed.
It's real nasty.
Alora Davis used to work for Berrada as a property manager. She says she left after 5 months.
There was a lot of things that I saw, and I just couldn't put myself in that category.
Milwaukee city leaders held a press conference Monday to remind tenants of their rights amid the bitter cold. DNS says if it's been more than 24 hours since you contacted your landlord and you haven't heard back, report it to the city. Then a DNS inspector will call you.
We encourage tenants to document their losses, expenses that they've had to pay out because of the lack of heat, because of the landlord's conduct.
Some people tell us they don't want to go on camera, worried they'll get evicted. So far in 2026, Berrada Properties LLCs have filed 129 eviction cases. That's more than 13% of all evictions filed in Milwaukee County.
Do not even delay paying your rent because that can be used against you in eviction.
DNS says landlord retaliation is a crime. If you feel like you're being retaliated against, document it and contact DNS.
That is a shame that people have to go through this. This is the coldest winter weather stress that we are going to see in 2026. And we're going to see all winter. And this man is forcing, and not just man, his company is forcing people to go without heat. And according to reports, 35 of the 36 units were occupied in that specific building they're talking about, and that had 47 adults and 6 children were evacuated on January 22nd. And I understand that things happen. And I understand that buildings need maintenance. Like, I fully understand, especially with that cold weather. I get it. I get it. Some things are out of your control. You can't control and dictate when things break down, so I fully understand that. But there are alternatives to ensure that people are living in fine living conditions. Because when you have temperatures that are negative 40 degrees, that's not a good living condition for folks. This is what Berrada is doing. They're not trying to do what's right. They're trying to cut corners. They're trying to be cheap. Berrada has failed to do what is right. And the city at some point going to need to step up. And I don't think that it's the responsibility, personally, I don't think it's a city responsibility to have to put people in apartments. That didn't make any sense to me. How is it that the city is the one that had to evacuate people and put them in apartments? Now, will the city probably get the money back from Berrada Properties for putting people in apartments? Yes. But how is it that the city's responsibility, when you are a multi-million-dollar business that owns many properties across the city of Milwaukee, and you mean to tell me you be quick to try to evict folks, but you're not quick to try to evacuate folks to make sure they have a safe space? That's ridiculous. Do what's right. He should have been the one putting all these people in hotel rooms, not the city of Milwaukee. There's hundreds of hotels around the city of Milwaukee. He should have been the one to put them up. And again, the city of Milwaukee should stand firm in this and should definitely draw a line in the sand on, listen, we not allowing Berrada Properties or the owner who owns Berrada Properties to buy any more properties in this city until he cleans his act up. Or you need to just find the hell out of this guy. You need to find the hell out of him. And also some reports that I saw indicated that 20 of different properties of Berrada were not producing adequate heat for people to have a safe living environment in this extreme cold. Not having heat in 2026 should be criminal. It should be absolutely criminal not having heat in 2026. And what I don't understand, Truth Nation, and maybe y'all can help me with this. I'm an owner, not a renter. Why do people continue to live in his buildings? Why do people continue to see Berrada Properties and say, oh, I'm going to live with Berrada? I just don't understand that his reputation is horrendous. That company's reputation is horrendous. People always talk about, oh, they evict people quickly. And the fact that they're so quick to evict people, but they're not quick to take care of people, shows you exactly what they about. That man Berrada don't give a damn about y'all. That man not even from here. He don't care about y'all. He care about making money the way that he is. So if you know someone is a slumlord, what makes you stay? Is that the only option? This is a serious question. This is a real serious question because I don't get it. If you know he owns a building, why would you stay there? Is it because it's affordable housing? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. Is it that people have no choice? We need to talk about, if that is the only choice, we need to talk about what are some alternative options. Because we need to have real solutions. And I get that running a business isn't easy, but nobody is perfect. But some things are completely unacceptable when it comes to a matter of life and death. There must be serious consequences for these acts. 833-212-1017. Why do people stay at Berrada Properties? And why does Berrada keep getting away with this? How is it that they continue to get away with treating people this way? 833-212-1017. That is the question that I have. Because, again, I've never stayed in the Berrada property. Hell, I've never been inside of Berrada property. But I can see one from a mile away because all you see is them big boulders. How can they continue to get away with mistreating people? 833-212-1017. Why do they keep getting away with this? You can call in, you can text in, you can also watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. I'll take your texts, I'll take your calls, and we'll continue this conversation and more on the other side.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Do you hear that? And that. And that. Those are the sounds of a healthy and vibrant community. And to this United Way volunteer, nothing sounds better. They're the sounds of children being given greater chances to succeed in school. The sounds of neighbors receiving the support needed to overcome challenges, both big and small. They're the sounds of families gaining access to quality health care and nutritious food for their tables. And they're the sounds of members of our community who've benefited from United Way's financial education programs. See, wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. People working together to respond and growing the good for everyone. United is the way. So join us by getting involved or giving back. Learn more at unitedway.org.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. Former Packers head coach Mike McCarthy signed with the Steelers, a team he's always admired. Coach McCarthy at the podium.
All right, here we go. Thank you, Bart. I think I thought at least be able to get started.
Coach McCarthy says he wants Aaron Rodgers back in Pittsburgh for the next season. The Milwaukee Bucks continue to struggle as they lose to the 76ers 139-122. The team has now lost 7 out of their last 8 games.
Making 19 threes and a timeout coming from Milwaukee's bench. Doc Rivers can only watch and shake his head.
Their next game is in Washington against the Wizards tomorrow at 6 p.m. In college basketball, Marquette was able to get a win against Creighton, winning 86-62. The Badgers play Minnesota again tonight, but this time in Madison. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
It is Truth to Power on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th for the biggest Truth Community Awards yet as we celebrate our second annual Truth Community Awards that celebrates individuals making a real difference in our community. I can't wait to announce the winners. That's coming up soon. I can't wait to announce the winners. But do know tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017truthAwards.com. That's 1017truthAwards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Stein Hoffels, Cousin Subs, and Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Come on! Get your tickets today. Come with us and celebrate with us on Friday, February 20th for the Truth Community Awards. Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman will be hosting. Tori Lowe will be in the building. I'll be in the building. Dr. Ken will be in the building. It's going to be a great time with free food in a great environment. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. And we're talking about Berrada Properties, and we're talking about the fact that, listen, I understand that being a landlord can't be easy, but being a slumlord, that's unacceptable. That's a choice. That is a choice. And when you decide to go into a business like that, do understand that this isn't just business. This is human beings' livelihood that you're dealing with. People need a place to stay. That is just what it is. And just because you have the upper hand in the fact that they need you to be able to keep a home and have stability in their life doesn't mean you take advantage of them. And what sucks about the city of Milwaukee is the city of Milwaukee and the Department of Neighborhood Services is responsible for making sure that if they're doing things they're not supposed to be doing, they will get fined. But at the end of the day, I heard Sherwin saying something that was so perfect. Berrada is one of the worst landlords in the city of Milwaukee, but guess what? They're not even the worst landlord because the city of Milwaukee Housing Authority takes the cake for that. So you literally got the blind leading the blind. The city of Milwaukee is the one that's supposed to be holding them accountable when they can't even hold themselves accountable. If y'all only knew of the mess that is going on with the city of Milwaukee. City of Milwaukee House is awful. They made the worst decision possible when they decided to outsource it to a Florida company instead of keeping it in-house and working with Milwaukee County. Terrible decision by the city of Milwaukee. So it's just like, what are people to do? You got the Housing Authority, which is the biggest landlord in the city of Milwaukee, and then you got Berrada. You got just crappy options for people to stay in here in the city of Milwaukee. And these are some of the people that are at the lowest in their lives. These are some of the people that need quality housing the most. And either they options are the city of Milwaukee Housing Authority or Berrada. That's a shame. Berrada got these folks out here in negative 40 degrees without having proper heat. 20 different buildings, 20 different properties reported not having adequate heat in their house, Truth Nation. Can y'all imagine that? Y'all know how cold it is right now? I remember when, I think it was last year or 2 years ago. I know it's more than that. It had to be in either 2024 or 2023, where it was so cold outside, our power went out in different places. Over there by my parents' crib, the power went out. And I remember going to my parents' crib. I had to stop and get something. And nobody was there because my parents had to go get a hotel because it was too cold in their house. And I remember seeing my own breath inside of their house. And it was not negative 40 degrees outside. To sit there and not be proactive and say, oh, we got to evacuate these people out and come with a contingency plan is complete negligence. And it's inexcusable. And they're only doing it because he understands he can take advantage of people. Do y'all understand how hard it is to sue somebody? Do you understand how much time it takes to make calls, to go to meetings, to sue somebody? That's why these folks get away with it. And then you got to think about, well, if I sue this person and I don't win, now I got to pay. Things are stacked against the normal human being, the normal citizen. Because when you get wrong like this, you got to find somebody that can make you right and make you whole, and it ain't free. In most cases, it ain't free. That's why you have these landlords like the city of Milwaukee and Berrada taking advantage of people because there's no consequences for their actions. So I just think it's laughable that the city of Milwaukee is sitting here trying to point the finger and condemn, as they should, Berrada Properties, but then turn the blind eye to what they got going on. At least they ain't got people out here in negative 40 degree with no heat. But 833-212-1017, that's the Truth Talking text line. If you have any thoughts or comments about Berrada Properties and why people choose to rent from Berrada Properties and why does Berrada Properties continue to get away with this, I want to hear from you again at 833-212-1017. You can also join the conversation on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That is 1017 The Truth on YouTube. And give us a like, give us a share, and join in on the conversation. But Anonymous Milwaukee, maybe you have some insight on what happens at Berrada. I'm doing all right.
Check this out. Now, I'm going to give you some numbers. The average rent for his properties, because he sent out a letter to all his properties, so I'm going to give you an average. The average rent is like $865. That's for a one-bedroom. $865 for a one-bedroom, no heat, nothing included. I was living in an apartment building that wasn't owned by Berrada. They came, didn't tell us nothing, took every window off of the building. This was in the wintertime. They didn't tell us nothing, took all the windows off. Living room, wherever window was, they took all the windows off and replaced them. Then all of a sudden we get a letter, Berrada is taking over. They jacked the rent up to $1,300. So we said we're going to get, they went up to $1,300. Then we said, well, we're going to get a one-bedroom apartment because the kid's gone. We're going to do this. So then they said, oh, we got one over here. It's brand new. You know, we just did it. So, you know, we're excited. This
is really quickly. This is Berrada who said they got a one-bedroom for you, or somebody else?
Yeah, Berrada. He said, okay, since y'all want to move, we got a one-bedroom for you. So we go over there, look at it. It's cool. It's nice. It's a one-bedroom. Now, we get ready to move in. Ain't no gas meters on the house. Ain't no electric meters on the house. We couldn't even move, so we had to stay in the old apartment until they actually got that together. The reason that people still will rent from him is because he owns everything, no matter where you go. And a lot of times, if you do try to rent with somebody else and they find out that you rented from Berrada, they don't want you as a tenant.
Really?
That is a fact.
That's illegal.
That is a fact. He got a monopoly. He got a monopoly, and ain't nothing we can do about it because the rent is so high. Like for a 2-bedroom, you're going to pay $1,300-$1,400.
That's
and next year he gonna keep increasing the rent. When I first moved in, it was only $705. I only been there almost maybe 4 years. It's all the way up to $865. Nothing's changed. Nothing's been worked on. Nothing's been improved. We don't have storm windows.
And the problem is they know
windows.
What they know is they understand how hard it is. Like you were talking about, how hard it is for somebody to just up and move. Like that's not easy. You think people just want to up and move? When people get somewhere, this is some people will live somewhere for years, and it feels like it's been only a couple, like, oh my gosh, I've been here how many years? Time continues to fly by. When you're an adult, you got a job, you got responsibilities, you got kids, you have other things that you are more focused on, and having a stable housing situation, despite the condition of the situation, is the thing that's most important to people. People love stability. People love to be comfortable. People love understanding that, things may be chaotic around me, but at least I got this place. And Berrada is taking advantage of that. And Berrada, I'm sure, is taking advantage of the fact with all this rent stuff. And the reason why he keep on probably raising up people's rent is because, A, it takes a lot to move. But then on top of that, he probably got a lot of people on these housing vouchers. He got a lot of people that's willing to, if the housing voucher, if the city of Milwaukee or Milwaukee County is willing to give you $1,300 for a 2-bedroom for a housing voucher, why would Berrada? What is Berrada's incentive to not raise rent to that? If Berrada not gonna fix stuff the way they should fix stuff, but you gonna stay there and you ain't gonna file a complaint with who you need to file a complaint with the Department of Neighborhood Services to get something done, why would they fix it? What's the incentive? I'm serious. What is their incentive? 833-212-1017. We're talking about Berrada properties, and I just think, and thank you so much to the caller. I think it's so unfortunate that this is the situation that Berrada Properties and the City of Milwaukee Housing Authority are two of the biggest landlords in the city, and they're both known for being slumlords. They're both known for having issues, and this goes down to the quality of housing that we have here in Milwaukee. And I can promise y'all this, yes, there's other major cities that have these issues, but I can promise y'all this. When you travel to other places, go ahead, travel to Charlotte, North Carolina. Go ahead and travel to Washington, D.C. Go ahead and travel to Portland, Oregon. Go ahead and travel somewhere in Texas. I promise you, they got their own issues, but what Milwaukee has overall, we have an epidemic of a problem. And I keep telling people this. I don't think we understand how bad we have it. I don't think we understand how serious of an alarm we need to ring when it comes to the lack of education, the lack of affordability, the lack of housing. Even when you look at buying a house in the city of Milwaukee, it's completely unaffordable. These houses are overpriced. Who is paying $300,000 to live in certain neighborhoods in this community? But that's what they're priced at, and people have to make a decision. Do I overspend for this house, or do I continue to rent and not potentially build up equity in something where I can eventually sell it? It is a tough place being a homeowner. I know Dr. Ken yesterday on his show talked about home ownership versus renting. I am a proponent of home ownership. I am not a proponent of renting. Dr. Ken and I may see it differently, but I will say, to his point, is the cost of housing. And yes, this gentleman talked about how people are paying $1,300 for a 2-bedroom. Listen, if you can find a 2-bedroom house that you can buy for $1,300, you'd be lucky right now. You'd be lucky. I still tell people to own over renting, because at the end of the day, when you rent a place, you're constantly putting money in other people's pockets. Say it's $1,000 rent a year, you're paying $12,000 to somebody else. Say you stay there for 5 years, that's $60,000. In 5 years, you put in somebody else's pocket versus putting it in the equity towards your house that eventually you can sell and get a lot of that money back. But it's just terrible. And so how do we expect for our kids to truly thrive? How do you expect for our communities to truly be great when the living situation is this putrid? But 833-212-1017, the Angels advocate on the Truth Talking text line said, not Berrada, it should be called Baraka, because their world been rocked. Their world has been rocked. Funny. That's interesting. It's true to that. Ray on the Talking text line said, people are living there because landlords are selling their building to a Berrada. And that is very true. Berrada had a great strategy, a great business strategy. If you got this building here. Maybe your building's worth $400,000. I offer you $500,000 cash or whatever it is. Or maybe I offer you, it's $400,000, I offer you $450 cash or whatever it is. And you say, yeah, I'll sell it to you. And then Berrada just keeps buying up stuff. What they understand is, yes, they may pay a premium price for these buildings. But once you get people in these buildings and you own up the block, guess what? Everybody paying you. And you get to control the rent. That man is a millionaire. Millionaire. They claim he's from Morocco. I don't know. I've heard stories, according to the real estate guy I know. But 833-212-1017. Again, that's the Truth Talking text line. You can also join in on the conversation on YouTube. That is 1017 The Truth on YouTube. And E.G. Jepson, I don't know what it says, but said their property tax increases just like private owners. Therefore, they have to cover the increase in rent. That's true. But I'm going to tell you this right now. You don't need to raise rent as significantly as he was talking about every single year for the property taxes, especially when you have so many people in the building. That is completely right. If you are a renter of a business, if you own some buildings, you definitely have to raise prices in order to keep up with the property tax increase. I agree, but I don't think that's true for all those buildings. They're just trying to make money. James on the Talking text, on 1017 The Truth on YouTube said, people can't afford to move. You have to pay a security deposit, your first month rent, and moving expenses. People are already struggling in bills and groceries and et cetera. That's why people have to stay and accept it. I agree. And that's the issue that we have with this affordability crisis that we've had in this country ever since the pandemic. Swimming in debt. But 833-212-1017. We're going to take Sherman in Milwaukee, but Truth Nation, stay locked in because coming up next, you're going to have your chance to get entered to win $5,000 courtesy of the Gruber Law Offices. But Sherman in Milwaukee, what are your thoughts on Berrada and them being the slumlord?
Yeah, I understand the slumlord part, but other people that need to realize this. In order to put Berrada out of business is just don't rent from them. It's no different than going to a gas station. If you go to a gas station, they disrespect you, don't go. Problem solved. If more and more people got together and say, you know what, we're going to buy up the block. But you'll hear more people say, well, I got to have a house that's all fixed up. Don't they just buy houses because the city got plenty of city-owned houses they can buy and fix them up? When you ride by some of these Berrada properties, you see all the garbage out there. They don't care because they say, well, somebody gonna rent it no matter what I do to them, or no matter what I do, and no matter what I don't do, somebody's still gonna rent from them. And in order for us as black folks to put him out of business, just don't rent from him. Because if he got a high loan on the building that he bought, and if you decide not to rent from him, he foreclosed, not you.
But Sherman, you understand that our community ain't coming together to be unified like that and making those type of sacrifices, and that's a sacrifice. That's a huge sacrifice. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that. I'm a property owner. I got 5 houses, and I can't even get my family to get together to buy a house that only costs $10,000. So I understand.
Sounds good, Sherman. I appreciate you. 833-212-1017. It's just a shame that people have to live like this. -40 outside, and the man was going to let them be in that house or be in that building. Ridiculous. But got something for y'all coming up now.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all is right. Right now is your chance to be entered to win $5,000 courtesy of the One Call, That's All 5K giveaway, courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Be caller number 7 right now at 833-212-1017 for your chance to get entered to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Have people announced that we're giving away the money on Friday? Oh, wow. Oh, well, we're giving away the money on Friday, allegedly. We're supposed to be giving away the money on Friday. Be calling number 7 for your chance to get entered to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. We should be giving away the money this Friday on Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. So be calling number 7 for your chance to get entered to win $5,000 courtesy of the One Call That's All Gruber Cash giveaway in 1017 The Truth. For official contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com. And on top of that, Truth Nation, if you ever get injured in an accident, make sure you contact Gruber Law Offices today, and they will take care of you by visiting them at gruber-law.com. You never pay a single penny until they win your case. Call today to get in on this action.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube. It's homecoming for the Milwaukee Panthers. Tune in Friday night as the Milwaukee Panthers host the Wright State Raiders at the UWM Panther Arena.
Jackson step back three is good. See Jack buries it. Panthers got to close strong. Kone with a strong move right down Main Street.
Scott Warris has the coverage Friday starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock. In a matchup fueled by speed, strength, and school pride. On Wednesday night, get ready for a city conference battle as the Bradley Tech Trojans take on the South Division Cardinals in a matchup fueled by speed, strength, and school pride. Big plays, loud crowds, and city conference bragging rights are on the line. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drugged driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 1017 The Truth and the Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm your host of Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace, and we were talking about Berrada Properties here in the city of Milwaukee and the fact that Berrada Properties is, an absolute slumlord. Absolute slumlord. They had reports of 20 different properties that were not producing adequate heat for people to safely live in during this extreme cold. They had to evacuate one of their buildings. Not them. The city of Milwaukee actually evacuated one of their buildings and put the people up in hotels versus them putting people up in hotels when it's literally extreme weather and negative 40-degree weather. And we know they've been known as a slumlord, and I just want to see, what are we going to do about it? Why do people keep living there? 1017 The Truth on YouTube, Andrew said, that's a housing crisis. There's already not enough available rentals to meet demand. So when Berrada owns 9,000 units, not renting from him is simply not an option. That is unfortunate. And the city of Milwaukee, maybe DNS has to be a little bit harder when it comes to ensuring that people have better living conditions. And I know they be on people's behinds, but maybe they need to increase that. But I just don't understand why the city of Milwaukee doesn't deserve the best. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I don't know why we accept the least amount. And that's one thing that frustrates me the most about this city is the fact that I see that we have so much great potential. And downtown is beautiful. Is it not, Rhea? Downtown Milwaukee is absolutely beautiful. It is a time to be had. Even in the wintertime, there's different things that you can do. You can go to a restaurant and sit outside in a little igloo that's heated, have a nice dinner. During the summertime, you can hop on a river, take a boat, or you can go eat on the river, go to Summerfest. But there's so many cool things to do in the city of Milwaukee, and people who are young, up-and-coming folks, they love downtown Milwaukee. The folks who live over here on the east side, they love downtown Milwaukee. They love what it has to offer. And it just makes me so mad when you only go 10 minutes and you just see people living in such bad situations. You literally have the Nicolay School District, the Shorewood School District, or I say Nicolay's the high school. Whitefish Bay, they border the city of Milwaukee, and the test results are better only a couple miles away. Brown Deer School District borders Milwaukee. A lot of black students there, but test scores are better than Milwaukee, so that's what I don't understand. Is that why does Milwaukee have to struggle so much? But before I go, Truth Nation, I do want to let y'all know, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he didn't ask for a trade, but he definitely said breaking news is that he's open to a new home. And breaking news that the Bucks are listening for offers. Did you know that, Rhea? So breaking news, Giannis is, according to Shams, said that he's open to a new home and that the Bucks are listening to offers for Giannis. The trade deadline is next week. So right now, Milwaukee is losing if we lose Giannis. This has been Truth to Power with Kyle Walls on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Tomorrow, I'm gonna get to it tomorrow, Rhea. We're gonna talk about the black politicians who have been assaulted due to the rhetoric that we're seeing coming from the right. A black politician had who knows what thrown in her face. A black politician was punched at a concert. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. It's Truth to Power with Kyle Walls. The Tory Lowe Show is up next from 1 to 4. Peace out, Truth Nation. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
He's the voice for the people.